Hello everybody, I'm Brian from Orchids by Brian, and welcome to my November Orchid Collection update. I'm excited to show you all of the amazing plants that I have in bloom this month, and I must say I have some new and exciting plants to show you, so you're in for a treat today with some amazing orchids. So, alright, let's start over here for a change. This is a wonderful brand new Masdevallia. This is Masdevallia chaparensis. It is a beautifully speckled and hairy Masdevallia. Look at those flowers. So wild. It only gave me one bloom, but it's a relatively new import. And so I was pretty excited to see this plant in bloom for me. I picked it up from Equigenera, and it's a pretty common species that can be found in Masdevallia Sunset Jaguar, which is another beautiful, beautiful Masdevallia. So excited to have one of its parents in my collection. Okay. Over here, there's not too much in bloom right now, but I do have some more buds coming on this Masdevallia papulosa, which I swear has been blooming constantly for months. And then, of course, back there, my Restrepia nityo-rinca, which is a beautiful Restrepia that I've definitely shown many, many times, many months in a row. As well as this guy here is still blooming for me. This is Masdevallia cassiope, and it has another bud on the way. This is probably its third flush of flowers for me, but wonderfully fragrant, triangular Masdevallia species. One of my absolute favorites. So I love having this plant in the collection. And if you're looking for a Masdevallia that unfortunately is a cooler grower, this is a great one if you're able to grow in those conditions. Okay, right here is Lepanthes caprimulgus, known for these little balloon-like flowers. And boy, are there lots and lots of balloons on this plant. Wow, it is blooming like crazy. The flowers are sequential, so as one flower dies and falls off, another flower forms behind it, so or I should say in front of it. And as you can see with all the spikes on this plant, it can bloom for a very, very long time. So speaking of sequential bloomer, this is my Sigmatostalix species, and it does have some new buds on the way. You can see those on screen, so I'm excited to highlight that flower again when it blooms. I think it's going to be a pretty impressive flush come the next few months, so stay tuned for that. Here is Pleurathalis dorthiae. Look at that little flower there. Really, really neat globe-like flowers. They look like little alien saucers. The plant is growing super well. Tons of brand new growths. I mean, this flower, or this orchid, has probably doubled in size since I picked it up. So very easy grower, like most Pleurathalis in my collection. So definitely suggest that guy from my friend Andy at Andy's Orchids. I love his stuff. Here's Poroglossum dalstromi. And this is a very weird kind of, I don't know, the flowers are just like little odd looking alien flowers. I don't know. They're kind of like Dumbo-like orchid flowers. They're very small, very unassuming, sequential off of the same stem, but the real thing that I love is the leaves. When the new leaves start, they come out with these very pronounced veins, and it's, you know, one of my absolute favorites. So very, very cool Poroglossum. Now in the back there, not in bloom right now for me, but that is my Masdevallia wardakii. It's been in bloom several months in a row. It's got 3 spikes on the way, so it will be blooming once more for me in the near future. Here is my Lepanthes. One of my favorite Lepanthes, Myophora. Has those star-shaped blooms, and it is really blooming for me. Almost every leaf on this plant has a flower, and there are new growths on the way. This is a wonderful little mini. Check out this guy here. This one bloomed for me this month. This is Lepanthes expansa. And it has some very cool blooms. Check those out. Kind of small, unassuming. You don't really see them unless you're really looking for them, which is the case with a lot of these Lepanthes. But I really appreciate that quality of these miniature orchids. I like a little treasure hunt. I mean, who doesn't, right? All right. Check out this guy here. 2 flowers as you're looking at it right now, but I'll show you some close-ups of the blooms, and I love the leaves on this Lepanthes here. Let's see if I can get the name for you. This is a Lepanthes contingens, and as you can see, look at those very cool pendant-like leaves on this guy. One of my absolute favorite flowers that I picked up from my friends at Mundiflora. Now, more of my orchid, my Lepanthes are starting to send out buds, so I'm excited to highlight those, like my Lepanthes saltatrix. I see some buds on the way. There's some more buds on my Lepanthes aculeata, which has bloomed several times for me, but there are a couple other buds here. This is my Lepanthes larvina. It has just one little flower, but they are sequential. See all those little knobs there? Those are former flowers, so it is a heavy bloomer, which I love about these Lepanthes. Now, speaking of heavy bloomers and very impressive flowers, this is Lepanthes regularis, which is anything but regular. This plant is wonderful. I love the blooms. They are huge for Lepanthes. Definitely an impressive size bloom, and lots of new growths on the way with that guy. Here is another large flowered Lepanthes, Lepanthes nasheni. You can see this orange flower with almost like a Mickey Mouse shape in the center where the labellum is, with those little green antlers, I guess I'll call them. It's very cool. Wonderful plant. Love the red stripes and vibrant orange, especially on these leaves. They really stand out. Okay. Now, I do want to highlight, of course, my Dendrobium cuthbertsoni. My collection of cuthbertsoni is ever growing, and there are constantly blooms and flowers. But we're going to check out several of those blooms right now. They are simply gorgeous. Some of my absolute favorite plants. The flowers last forever. These orchids are bird pollinated, which is super unique. And so that's why they have so many inflorescences. That's why they have so many flowers on the plant. And as they get big and strong and grow even larger, the plants can be covered in blooms, which is amazing. As you can see, some of mine are already on the way. Check out this guy here. This is a Masdevallia falcata. It has probably 10 blooms or so that it's already put out for me. Huge flush of flowers. Flowers are a little bit like ill-formed in my opinion. They're not like perfectly flat like I'd probably prefer, similar to like coccinea flowers, but nonetheless, they're very cool. Can't help but appreciate those blooms. Okay, here is a Restrepia seceti, and it is one of my smaller Restrepias, but it has cute little purple speckled flowers. Check those out. One of my absolute favorites. They are so vibrant compared to the typically brown cockroach orchid flowers that most folks are used to. Another interesting bloom that doesn't look like its relatives is this Masdevallia discoida, which has these almost closed purple striped flowers. They're very waxy, and it blooms all year round. Pretty much all the time, so very cool. Easy to grow in warmer conditions, so if you're looking for something that's more warmth tolerant for Masdevallias, that is probably the best species Masdevallia to consider. Okay, right here is Masdevallia Angel Heart Ellen, another warmth-tolerant Masdevallia hybrid. This guy I bought from Florida Orchids, and they grow it in conditions that can sometimes hit 90 degrees. Of course, you got to water them a lot, but they're pretty warmth tolerant. So there's not all Masdevallias are impossible to grow, folks. We do have some that make it easy. Here's Restrepia royai. Has one bud on the way. I'll show you the flower. Really cool Restrepia. Definitely likes lower light conditions, so it's growing and doing well for me. Okay. Now, I don't have much for blooms other than that on this level. I do have some flower buds on the way, like my Pleurophthalus praecipua, which has been in bloom for me for a long time. And then I have some more buds coming on my Bulbophyllum gracillimum, which I highlighted last month. So I'll put that video or a photo of that flower in there so you can see. Here's Masdevallia constricta, one flower bud open right now, and there are more developing on the way. Another Masdevallia that definitely seems to prefer more shady conditions than some of its counterparts. So really, really cool stuff. I did miss one flower, and I can't believe I did. This is my Dresslerella Sigmiana. And the flower is very unassuming. Let's see if I can show it. Look at that. So wild. They almost look like not opened, but they're known for these fuzzy leaves. And check out the back. Super dark back of the leaves. I love Dresslerellas. They are so unique. One of my absolute favorite types of orchids. So doing really, really well. Over here, I wanted to highlight a couple more on this side. This is my Masdevallia tamiensis, and it had a pretty good showing of blooms this month. It was probably the best bloom out that I've had thus far for this Lepanthes. And then Lepanthes fimbriata is in its growing season right now, sending up some new growths for me. So always excited to see those Lepanthes grow big and strong over time. Okay, let's head over and check out some of the Cattleyas that are in bloom this month. And then I have some cool surprises in my little display area. A couple flowers I'm going to highlight here in November. In the Cattleya tent, I do have some pretty exciting flowers, and they're very much standing out against the black and the green in these grow tents. So I'm excited to share what I have so far. All right here is one of my favorites. This is Cattleya ludemaniana Kira, a wonderful original division of ludemaniana from Japan. And look at that lip, absolutely spectacular, and the flower is so fragrant. My whole home smells absolutely delicious when this plant is in bloom. So if you're looking for a truly fantastic fragrant Cattleya orchid, this is one you should consider, especially if you love species. Here is my Myricillium trisaturum, really unique, uncommon, not often seen orchid. It is very drought tolerant. It has these cute little pink flowers that are actually fragrant. They kind of smell like cinnamon to me, and they're actually quite intricate. Hopefully my close-up video will capture that for you, but like I said, drought tolerant, grows very well. It can handle some serious dry periods, so it's a pretty resilient orchid species. All right, check this guy out. This is my Cattleya Why Not. This is a hybrid Xing Ying Why Not long life, and boy oh boy, it has tons of blooms and even more to come. Probably has about 15 to 20 flowers. Every single one has opened for me, except for that obviously there's buds coming, but every flower so far has opened perfectly, and they last a super long time. So I'm very excited. All right, down here, not too much in bloom that's new, but I did want to highlight the last flower of the year on this wonderful Phragmipedium. I know he's shaking in my fan. Let's see if I can slow him down. This is Phragmipedium Carol Kanzer St. Leonard Creek. Wonderful grassy Phragmipedium. And then standing out amongst the green is my wonderful Cattleya here from Waldorf. This is my Deborah off Mill Pond HCC AOS, and look at those flowers. Love the red lip that's just on the outer tip. It is wonderful. Deep orange, very unique. I haven't seen very many orange to red lipped Cattleyas in the past, so that's pretty exciting and relatively new. All right, lots of new growth with the Brazilian species, but no flowers to make note of this month. But over here, I do have a couple of new blooms. This is my Cattleya Little Hazel. Has 4 flowers, 1 open right now, 3 on the way. And then, of course, my Essie Beaufort 4N. 2 blooms, and it looks like another growth might produce a couple more flowers, but wonderful compact Cattleya. Stays very, very small, but grows super well for me. Okay, that's all in the Cattleya grow tent. Now let's check out the blooms on the display shelf. All right, and lastly, over on the display shelf, I have my Phragmipedium Fritz Schomburg is in bloom. It has 1 more bud after this guy, and then it will be done for the season. It's been in bloom for probably 3 months, and those huge, huge pink flowers are absolute showstoppers. I love that plant. Now, this guy here is my Frag Panther Run. It's got 2 spikes. 2 spikes that are developing, another bud on the way. Doesn't seem to have any signs of quitting blooming anytime soon. So excited to enjoy more of these adorable little Phragmipedium flowers. And then down here, this is my Path Olivia Solos Springtime. My first orchid in my collection has given me a flower this year. I do love this plant. It does hold a special place in my heart. Really wonderful. And then up here I have a Valzabrina Palawan, and it has 2 buds right now forming, and the flower just opened. Check out that wild orchid flower. The lip, spectacular, almost has hairs on it, and then of course those fine maroon speckles on a cream white background. Really cool. All right. Well, that's going to do it for November 2025. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you in the States, and whoever celebrates Thanksgiving. Thank you for being the best subscribers, followers, fans, orchid lovers that a guy could ask for. Anyway, thank you for being the best. Thank you for watching. I'm Brian from Orchids by Brian, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.